Hi everyone, this is Menz here, playing the Tier 8 German Premium Heavy Tank, the Löwe. Now, the Löwe has alright armor. It's not excellent for a Tier 8 Heavy, however it did get a buff to its side armor, so you can angle it a bit, and its turret is fairly strong head on. Its armor is alright, however if you face a high penetrating tier 8 like a tank destroyer or something throwing premium rounds at you, you're not exactly going to be protected. But its armor does get the job done in most cases, especially at far range. Now, mobility on it, nothing to write home about, nothing great. And the main point of this tank is it has a very reliable gun. It doesn't have a ton of alpha, say, compared to the T-34. However, it's accurate, has a decent rate of fire, has very good penetration. It's basically an all-around good gun. You just want to kind of stay kind of far out because you have a very large profile, and since your armor isn't anything spectacular, you want to stay at farther ranges at least to begin with. I was kind of hoping I could get a shot on that T-37, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen unless if I get very lucky right there, but it doesn't seem like that's actually going to happen. But essentially, this is a very large tank where it doesn't excel in anything, which hopefully these guys move. Just sitting there is not going to win the game. But since it doesn't excel anywhere, it does kind of struggle at times, which at first it was one of the very few premium tanks available, especially at tier 8, so a lot of people were using it, and it was a pretty good tank. However, since it is an old tank, it did receive that buff semi-recently, and it does kind of show its age, but it's still a very solid tank all around for a premium tank. You just have to know its limitations. Unfortunately, my team is in the mountains and sitting basically where they spawned, so I don't know how this is going to go, but I have a feeling this is not going to turn out very well. Unfortunately, when you're facing a lot of tier 8s, especially something like those Super Pershings that have a killer APCR round, it's not the best tank to be pushing up because you are very large. People are going to see you before you're actually on them, and it's just very difficult to actually lead a charge in this thing. Okay. Just curious. There he is. There's their little platoon over there. Come on, guys, just fucking push hard. Their right side is very weak. I don't know what this T-44 is doing, but he is gonna die. I would come out and help him, but there's almost no point. These people are not playing well at all together. It's just unfortunate because I'd like to help, but it's very difficult to do that with this very large tank. Especially against something like a Super Pershing, where usually when I see 3 players playing together, I wish I had a little bit more gun pressure for that, I assume that they're gonna be using premium rounds more so than average players. And I know this IS-3 is gonna pop out here eventually, but there's not much I can do. They're just gonna end up pushing into me here in a second. I can at least prepare for that and pull back a little bit. Maybe they're not gonna push into... I thought they were gonna push. Sorry, dude. I give people too many. Yeah, it looks like they're thinking about it. And here they come. Hello, T-28. See if they're using premium rounds or not. Whether they are or not, doesn't really matter there. Angle a little bit. Okay, so shit, that was a bad shot. Yeah, unfortunately, you can get ammo racked in this thing pretty easily. That's one of the problems. If people get around you and start shooting your sides, you're gonna take a lot of ammo rack damage. From the front, you don't notice it too much. However, once people do get around, it does hurt, and I try to repair there, but there's not much I can do because the turret on the low does not really traverse very quickly, so unfortunately once people get around you, you have very flat sides. Come on guys, don't lose this because you're not playing aggressively. But unfortunately for them, they just kind of sat there. Had they pushed earlier on me, they should have... Let's just get back to my tank here. If they had pushed... Crap. If they had pushed into me like they did a little earlier, they could have just pushed straight up to here. Then they would have only had to worry about the T-28 prototype and myself. They could have taken the T-28 out because he has the better gun, because you have a very good line of sight on the hill here. And then they could have just taken me out, but unfortunately for them, they went about it, and they're like, oh, let's just get this guy, we see him. So they didn't exactly go about that the right way, and unfortunately for me, the rest of my team pulled it together. I kind of held my side down the best I could. So while this tank, it does have its downsides due to its size and also the somewhat poor mobility. The gun is pretty solid on it, and while it does show its age, it's still a all-around decent tier 8 premium tank, and if you have a German heavy crew, then it's a no-brainer because this tank does print a decent amount of money and you can do a decent amount of damage in it. Now, thankfully I had that guy on my team, but regardless, even just doing a little under 1400 damage and spotting for a little over 1500 damage, I still made a damn good profit for just one match that didn't take all too long. Alright, so different matchup here, less tier 8s, however they still have IS-6s. They usually have a decent amount of premium rounds for as well as the KV-5. Tiger 2 is a good gun, T-69 good gun, and that ISU a good gun as well. So I still have to be a little careful here. I'm going to try to sneak up along here because there's no artillery, just so I can be in a good spot around the flag and also try to hide my large size as best as I can. While the Löwe does not have great gun depression, it's enough to work on most hills. You're still going to be showing your hull when you crest over most hills, but it's not like some tanks where you have no gun depression and can't fight on hills in any situation. Basically, it's just mediocre. It's not good, it's not bad. I do have to be careful going about crossing here. I might head down here because I am slow, just so I don't get caught on the little bumpy hills here. It does take me out of the fight for a little longer, but it's better than getting spotted by one of those light tanks and getting popped. So it seems like my team's going about this match the right way. Most of our tanks are focusing around the flag, and then we have our lights in the middle, and yeah, good Tiger 8.8 doesn't look like he's playing for some reason, but we have a few tanks over there. Now it is concerning that the enemy's lights seem to be working very well together. They're balled up. It looks like they're going to take our Bulldog out. I just hope that that side does not collapse very quickly, which it might. Okay, I'm finally getting into things here. Let's see if we can get a shot on this KV-5. At least we're taking the buildings out. I'm just gonna wait for me to settle in here and take another shot this way. I just want to keep moving up this hill. And you wait for me to clear this next building. Okay. Now you have enough ammo in this where you're not going to run out unless if you have to kill all 15 tanks, which is very rare. And I'd rather... oh crap, I bounced off him. I'd rather be shooting some shells to destroying houses on their side and potentially doing some damage rather than not doing anything at all. Okay, so this Firefly is moving up. We should have a shot on, yeah, this guy right here. Okay, is he gonna move any which way? Yeah, I tracked him. I over-aimed a little bit. And this guy, unfortunately, is dead. Crap. I am sucking it up right now. I don't know how he's still alive. He wouldn't be alive if I had hit my shot. So there we go. Ammo rack that little asshole. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. We have this Tiger 2, but I'm easily able to hit his lower glacis. He's still up here though. Let's see if I can... I didn't think I could hit him there. That was a very low chance of penetrating him, but it was worth a shot. Yeah, let's go after this. Shit, there's that AMX back here now too. Crap. Did not hit him at all. Yeah, stay back, you don't have HP. Crap, I wanna... Shit, of course I hit like a viewport. Holy fucking shit, they are pushing into him. I wanna... There we go. This frickin' bastard over here. I know he's gonna pop back up. I would like to take out this IS-6 though. know you're gonna shoot me. You're gonna help me, IS-3. Somebody should be able to get that IS-6 out. There we go. Crap. I didn't even notice that he had crested the hill. Alright, so I'm gonna let them deal with this AMX back here. Let's go focus on the T-29. I'm not gonna be able to keep up with either of those tanks. I'm just gonna focus on the easier prey here since we're ahead. But fighting at long range works well in this. Later on, you can take a few more risks because you have a good amount of HP in this. Just keep in mind that you're very large and that HP can go down very, very quickly. Unless if there's only, like if you're fighting one-on-one. But if there's multiple tanks aiming at you, you're still likely to die. Unless if you angle. But just keep in mind, you have to keep your sides pretty much at an auto bounce angle because they have no angle themselves vertically. You're only going to be horizontally angling them. So you want to keep them angled very well or else people are going to penetrate them and damage your ammo rack like my last match. I'm just not bothering of getting off of here. My best chance of doing damage is just staying here and waiting it out for a few more seconds. There's this. Crap, that flew. Essentially right down the middle. And this guy's gonna do it right and go in for a blaze of glory, but there was only one way that was gonna end. Nothing very exciting, but it's good enough in many areas, and the right areas as far as its gun's concerned, to be a well-performing tank, and it still earns you a decent amount of credits. You just have to take things slow, think things out, and not get yourself into trouble, and you'll do pretty well on this. And it's a very good crew trainer because it has decent slots. Now, it won't fit all German heavy tank crews, but it's the best German heavy tank premium trainer currently, and it's not a bad buy if you're looking for tier 8 premium and you have German heavy tanks. So anyway, thanks for watching my video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out my website, wotguru.com.